finish. Yes, we finish.
The Cut is brought to you by Flow and Guinness.
Many strides, one dream, many heartbeats, one pulse. Sagicor, celebrating Jamaican success. The time by Sagicor is
7 o'clock.
Coming up in CVM News at 7, Vybz Kartel hints at possible suit. Lawyer assesses his chances. Former councillor caretaker's son killed in police operation. Indicom records 100 fatal shootings since 2024. Tiny house project makes big difference. Later we'll have your market summary for you. And in sports, tough day in Paris.
This is CVM News at 7. I'm TK Dawkins.
And I'm Curlin Brown. It's Friday, the 9th day of August, 2024. Thanks so much for joining us. Famed dancehall entertainer Vybz Kartel has indicated plans to likely recover damages in relation to the court matter for which he's been recently acquitted.
Speaking on a podcast, Context Matters, with his attorney, Isaac Buchanan, Kartel notes millions spent on what he called the long road to justice. But on what grounds could he successfully sue the state? More from Nika Lewis.
In one of his earliest interviews watched globally by fans, Adidja Vybz Kartel Palmer hinted in a conversation with his attorney Isaac Buchanan Thursday that he could file a suit to recover damages given his recent release.
Just the last leg of the case, what you call it?
The Privy Council.
No, not even Privy Council. After that, when you come back to Jamaica,
yes.
That little, 5
Oh,
days,
the retrial.
the retrial in a court of appeal there. Just the affidavit them and the application them, a 14 million Jamaican dollar it cost me. You know that? Privy Council, that about 600,000 pounds. That 100 million Jamaican dollar. I want to start talking about the Jamaica appeal, the Jamaica first trial. You understand? So that's supposed to answer the question. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so that's a yes. I mean, hear you answer the question.
Context, but just give the people them some context. And it matters.
For the entertainer battling Graves' disease during his 13 years behind bars, he deemed the justice system slow and selective.
The wheels of justice in Jamaica, it spins slow. You know what I mean? And it spins faster for some people than others, apparently.
All right, but before your case, did you know the power of the Constitution?
No. To be honest, I never had a think about the Constitution like that. I remember we grew up in Jamaica, so we grew up and see injustice right round. You know what I mean? Because I Waterford me grow. So we see injustice right round. So I not even did I think much about Constitution and the rights of people. Because when we are grow, we never have no right.
He went on to say, had it not been for his ability to spend and secure an appeal, he'd likely still be behind bars. But on what grounds could Palmer, freed in relation to the murder of his former crony Clive Lizard Williams, secure damages from the state? One attorney weighs in.
As it relates to the constitutional violations, now then that's a different thing. The pronouncement on the constitutional violations were recent, very recent. So he does stand a chance of success.
Nika Lewis, CVM News.
Controversy lingers following the death of a former People's National Party councillor caretaker's son in Spanish Town this week. The family, along with residents who are not convinced by the police reports on the matter, mounted a demonstration in a section of the old capital. Here's Trisha Gay Kelly with the details.
Why you call him out time house for? Eh? And then when him come out, and him step out so you shoot him up. Eh? Oh, that's for real.
It's a mournful time for family members and friends of 20-year-old Thierry Headley, also known as Davion of Jones Avenue in St. Catherine. He was killed by police during an early morning operation on Wednesday, but family members and neighbors believe this was an act of police brutality. It's why they took to the streets Friday morning to protest his death. His elder sister Shakila Headley alleges the police had her brother mistaken after men who were being chased by them ran into her brother's yard and jumped through an open window. But upon hearing the officer's command to venture outside, it was Davion who heeded their request.
It's about 5:30 in the morning. He might get ready to go work. Police are doing them thing and must have run down bad man. Bad man is going in my yard. Going in the yard and them shoot him, kill him and attack him a gunman. I will know if you're a fact. Police them know if you're a fact. Him and a gunman. Him a musician. He fix AC. Him a footballer. Him a uncle. Him a son. Him a lover boy. Him a dancer. But gunman is not one title you're supposed to put on him.
Davion was a jack of all trades, making his father overseas very proud. Upon hearing that his son was killed, Fabian Headley, the former PNP councillor caretaker for the Twickenham Park Division, has not been coping well.
When he go to bed, when he go home from work at night time, he call me. Me text and whatsoever, video call. We have a good connection. Now when I heard Wednesday morning that he passed off, it was so unbelievable because he's a very vibrant dude. He was here with me in the US and he was enjoying himself here.
While they mourn, fury lingers in the hearts of community members who believe the victim was wrongfully killed. The police, however, have not provided much information on the incident. Their report states that a gun was also seized and another man, Orlando Davis, killed. The residents are calling on the Independent Commission of Investigations, INDECOM, to ferret out the truth.
Him come out of the house and then on a find one gun round at him and open fire at Uno. That young man is a young man. You understand? I have a good reputation. I'm not take a film because I'm not support foolishness. And you just shoot him up. Right there, sir. Right there, so you shoot him up. And then I take him and throw him in a vehicle. You understand? This needs to stop. INDECOM, I want INDECOM to do their job.
The shooting is being investigated by INDECOM as well as the Inspectorate and Professional Standards Oversight Bureau, IPROBE. Trisha Gay Kelly, CVM News.
The Independent Commission of Investigations, INDECOM, is looking into 2 fatal shootings involving the police in Hanover and St. Catherine, which moved the number of fatalities involving the security forces to date to 100. Our reporter, Courtney Lewis, tells us more.
It's an alarming number when compared to the previous year, as the Independent Commission of Investigations, INDECOM, records 100 fatal shootings since the beginning of 2024. In a media release on Thursday, the Commission stated a 14% increase in police-related shooting fatalities in July when compared to the same period in 2023, with 10 more added since August 2024. Assistant Commissioner of INDECOM, Hamish Campbell, says since 2019, there has been a steady increase in these fatalities.
There should be a decrease in fatalities and an increase in arrests and more successful policing operations which result in the arrest of people and bringing them before the courts. So the 100th person killed up until this week is a marker, because we don't normally see the 100th person being killed until later in the year.
He says the increase in fatalities can affect civilians' trust in the police forces.
If that distrust occurs, that is where things can, go wrong. You don't get the cooperation, you don't get the jury members, you don't get the witnesses to come forward. In other cases, not just INDECOM, the police require witnesses for the multitude of murders which take place weekly. They need those witnesses and citizens to be on side in relation to giving evidence. And where a distrust and lack of trust, is created, that can break down that cooperation and relationship between agents of the state and the public.
But he welcomes the further introduction of body-worn cameras by the JCF, contending they be distributed to the teams undertaking specialized operations where the fatalities are occurring.
One way of addressing public concerns is to place cameras on those officers and let us us, Indicom, and the police command see the situation as described at the present.
Campbell says transparency has been maintained between the Jamaica Constabulary Force to address investigations.
There is considerable cooperation and mutual respect within the JCF for the work they do and the difficult work they do, and the compliance by the JCF to almost nearly 100% of everything that we ask for in terms of providing statements, submission of weapons, coming in for interviews is complete and full. So there isn't that conflict which did occur and it used to be in the past.
The Commission maintains there is ongoing communication and engagement with the security forces to improve sensitization. Courtney Lewis for CVM News.
The drive to keep the resort town of Montego Bay and its environs clean continues with the bulky waste cleanup initiative. As Adrian Williams reports, 2 major authorities are joining forces to diminish the potential of a dengue outbreak.
The National Solid Waste Management Authority, NSWMA, is continuing its drive to clean up sections of the island, this time to rid sections of the second city, Montego Bay, of mosquito breeding sites. A move Executive Director of the NSWMA, Audley Gordon, is urging the public to emulate.
Today, we have 14 trucks. That's a combination of private and government trucks that will be taking part in the operation around the Montego Bay and the General St. James area. And we won't move out of the space until we get all the possible bulky waste that we can out.
The effort, in partnership with the Western Regional Health Authority, WRHA, comes amid warnings that dengue fever cases are on the rise.
If you leave this unattended, very soon, mosquito bite up the baby, mosquito bite up mommy, might bite up granny, bite up daddy.
That is true.
Bite me up. And then we are in the rainy season, so more rain come, other things get water. Mosquito breed up, mosquito bite up, dengue rise up.
Member of Parliament for West Central St. James, Marlene Malahoo Fort, expressed disapproval of the locals' habit of dumping bulky waste in sections of the community.
I have to repeat it. This is not proper. This is not proper. We shouldn't be coming out here to take up people's old toilets. The dump is not too far away. When you do your renovation, beg you, please dispose of your old items properly.
This move with the Ministry of Health and the local government is a one-and move. A one-and move. So this movement will see the derelict vehicles move, will see the harborage for insects and rodent move.
Residents also share their feedback on the removal of the waste in their area.
Especially that green thing there. I hate it, so I'm happy. I think once it was taken away and them find we bring it back because it's there for a long time.
I'm proud of what's going on, and I hope them keep it up, and also the citizens to keep it up, same way that things can look right.
Well, a good thing, clean up thing without, but I don't know. I say it if anything I just say things that more. You see.
I think they need to come and clean the gutter them around here more often too. Yeah. So there will be no way for the mosquito them to get breed up. So me and them are talk this morning about pan in the yard. I know you pan in the yard, they go to the back of the yard.
To date, the All-Island Cleanup Project has cleared 2,000 loads of bulky waste. Adrian Williams for CVM News.
And CVM News at 7 will continue right after this.
Every day you're an inspiration with the things them way you do. The everyday work and the everyday play. Whether you eat food with your friend them or you build track and run rhythm, Flow is committed to the everyday, going the extra mile after mile every day. And the best is yet to come. Flow, every day better.
Me, busy as usual, so I don't have no time for holy paperwork.
That's why I downloaded and signed up for my One JN Passport app. It's a whole new level of convenience and access to services within the JN Financial Group. Just a few taps on my smartphone and box. I can update my personal information, open a JN Bank savings account, and even apply for an unsecured loan. Get it all in one go. Download and sign up now. The One JN Passport app. JN will help you find a way.
Central Expressions, your best source for business, tourism, and entertainment. Tune in to Central Expressions on CVM TV, Sundays at 3 p.m. Repeat Fridays at 9 a.m. Central Expressions is brought to you by the Gulf View Hotel in the heart of Jamaica, from the hearts of Jamaicans. The Orbin Group, Real Essence Media, National PC Bank, Central Expressions, your voice, your culture.
Welcome back to CVM News at 7. In a follow-up to a teacher migration study done by the director of the Caribbean Center for Educational Planning, CCEP, one suggestion is that the nation's teachers should be granted a considerable increase to reduce the brain drain impacting the classrooms. Here's more from Adrian Williams.
Once again, the issue of Jamaican teachers migrating has emerged. Director for the Caribbean Center for Educational Planning, CCEP, Dr. Canute Thompson, believes Jamaican teachers can be paid 50% more than their current salaries. He's proposing that one way to make this a reality is with the 5% gross domestic product GDP that is wasted yearly.
That 5% which is disappearing in waste, some of that could go towards education.
But what exactly does the professor consider a GDP waste?
It's in regards to about 3 or 4 things. Things that were not budgeted for, in regards to things that where you have overspent on what was budgeted for. Thirdly, where it has disappeared before it reached where it should have gone. Yes. AKA corruption, nepotism, and fourthly, choosing to spend on items or on contractors or on goods that are more expensive but not necessarily more useful.
Professor Thompson says recruiting teachers from abroad is not the solution.
These teachers are being recruited on contracts, and so they're going to be here for the short term. And whilst their skills may be utilized in ways that help to build up the competences of young members of staff, the truth of the matter is that they're going to be leaving after a while. So what you're having is that you're filling the gap temporarily, right? So the real solution, in my view, the long-term sustainable solution, which addresses the issue of development, has to be that we pay our teachers much better.
President of the Jamaica Teachers Association, JTA, Leighton Johnson, say teachers have made other suggestions.
At this time, I think there is the need for us to seriously contemplate a retention incentive for our teachers. It is necessary for us to contemplate housing, reduced mortgage allowances, land giftings for our teachers. These are things that can be used to hold our teachers in our island, in our classrooms.
Adrian Williams for CVM News.
A high-speed chase through the streets of Spanish Downs in Catherine ended with the apprehension of a motorcyclist. Now, the daring pursuit lasted for nearly half an hour. Police conducting routine spot checks in the Job Lane area of Spanish Down say they noticed a motorcyclist behaving suspiciously. Upon attempting to stop him, he sped off, leading officers on a dangerous chase through several narrow pathways, with the motorcyclist recklessly weaving through traffic, putting both pedestrians and motorists at risk. The police units remained in close pursuit, coordinating to ensure the rider had no opportunity to escape. Now, the motorcyclist was finally intercepted and taken into custody. Upon investigation, it was revealed he was not only driving illegally, but was also operating the motorcycle without the necessary documents and safety gear. The motorcyclist is expected to face multiple charges, including reckless driving, evading law enforcement, and operating a vehicle without a license. In the meantime, the police are urging the public to remain vigilant and report any suspicious activities as they continue efforts to maintain safety on the roads.
The Tiny House Project is one of the Heart NSTA Trust's most recent initiatives that's expected to provide housing solutions for Jamaicans in need. What's unique about the program, however, is that the institution's students also gain experience from the initiative. Trisha Kelly has this story.
The Heart NSTA Trust has ventured on a new path to assist citizens with refurbishing dilapidated homes or getting an entirely new one while training its construction students. The Tiny House Project was developed under the institution's social development initiatives. Heart NSTA Trust Managing Director Dr. Tanisha Ingleton says the institution is playing its part in fulfilling Vision 2030.
The trust is not all about training and building competencies. We look at what is happening in society and we ensure that the work that we are doing is aligned with the national vision. And that is why today we are proud to be handing over this tiny house to Miss Mad Shields.
She explains it's a great opportunity for the students as they gain experience through work-based construction, which serves as a final project for the unit.
We utilize the skills and competencies of the trainees to improve on homes or to build homes from ground up for individuals who need them. This project serves as a testament to our trainees' skills, dedication, and hard work as they have gained first-hand experience in construction, they have gained first-hand experience in project management, and of course, teamwork.
Heart NSTA Trust has 6 regions island-wide. However, the foundation can only manage 1 house per region. Member of Parliament for Southeastern St. Andrew, Julian Robinson, is hoping the program can extend soon. The house was built over an 18-month period, and now it's finally complete.
We have gotten to this position of a brand new nice house. I don't like call it small, it's a house. And Miss Match can expand and build on it, but she has a very solid foundation. And I want to big up Heart for doing this because this is how you change somebody's life and how you impact not just her, but her children and her grandchildren.
The building comprises of a 1-bedroom, bathroom, kitchen, and living room. Recipients are allowed to expand the structure if they so desire. Trisha Kelly, CVM News.
CVM News at 7 continues with more after this break, including your market summary.
Celebrate our emancipendents and our athletes in Paris this Saturday at Sugar Lifestyle's family-friendly Art and Lifestyle Expo at the AC Hotel Kingston from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Entry is free. Shop over 60 exhibitors. Art with craft, paintings and photography, fashion with apparel and accessories, food with tasty sample offerings of beverages, desserts and more. Come out to Sugar Lifestyle's Art and Lifestyle Expo this Saturday, August 10th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. All are welcome for free.
Welcome back. In the face of mounting collisions on the nation's roads and efforts to steer motorists into adhering to the traffic guidelines, CVM News revisits a story that's over 2 decades old. A man who survived after being pinned down for several hours shares his struggles. This is part 1 of his story.
Courtney Wall is 50 years old. Back in 1998, he saw his life flash before him.
It was a Wednesday, actually. It was taken to tanker from the salt company from outer Spanish-town to the wharf. And we was trying to reach the wharf within the time before the wharf closed. So at the time now we was leaving, and then we reached out by Mandela Highway. Right before we crossed the stoplight, a car come right in front of the truck and stop right underneath the amber light.
Traffic along the Mandela Highway was brought to a standstill by the truck lying across one section of